Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to solve the example number 3 of moment of inertia. So here you can see this is a given I section, and we have to find out moment of inertia of this I section about an axis passing through its centroid, right? So as per this given example, you already familiar with this term about an axis passing through its centroid. So first of all, we have to locate the centroid of this entire section, and then after we have to find out the moment of inertia about an axis passing through its centroid x as well as y. Okay, so our job is first to define the centroid. So to define the centroid, first of all, as I told you earlier, you have to draw the origin axis for then passing through the origin. So these are the imaginary axis, and this axis only help us to find out the centroid. Right. So this one is the y, and as well as you can see this one is the x. Right. So this one is the origin of this entire section. Right. So we draw this imaginary axis x and y, and which one is here it is an origin, and we have to find out this centroid first. So we are going to discretize this entire shape into basic known shape. So first one is I am marking this dash line here to just imaginary dash line. So we can discretize this section into the three part: first, second, and this one is the third one, right? So this one is the first section, as you can see properly. This one is the first, this one is the second, and this one is the third, right? So for the first one, so we know that the center of this first section is it's a rectangle, so it's at the mid, alright, it's the center. This one is the section 2. For this imaginary axis to this imaginary axis, this one is the entire section 2, and its centroid is located at its midpoint, alright? And this is another rectangle, so also its centroid is located at a midpoint. So basically, if we can see this alignment of these three centroid are on the same axis, right? So I can mark here an axis, right? This is just for understanding. If you want to mark it, then you can. So all these three centroids are on the same line, all right? Of this entire the first, second, and third portion of an I section. So our job is to find out the centroid first, and then after we have to draw the imaginary axis passing through its centroid, and then after we have to find out the moment of inertia of this entire section about an axis. Alright. So here are the dimension of the I section as mentioned here. So our job is to find out these x and y coordinate of each centroid. Alright. So first of all, if I am going to mark it here, the x centroid of this given one. So the total distance is 110. So centroid is a 60 mm, half of this entire span of rectangle. Right. Similarly, if I take the offset from y-axis of each centroid, then they are on the same alignment of this axis. So all offsets are same. So the centroid of the the x coordinate, if I take from this original axis y, then offset will be same as a 60 mm. For the centroid of the first section, if I take the offset here, then it is also 60 mm, as these three centroid has the same distance from the y-axis, so the offset will remain same. But here about the offset from the x-axis, right? So if I consider it, then I can take here the distance is a half of this width, and this width is a 20 mm, so it is, I can say it's a 10 mm, right? So offset of the center of the second section here. So if I can mark this reference line from this x-axis, right, the distance, if I take this distance from the x-axis to offset of center centroid, right? So what is the distance? So how can I find it? So first of all, this one, the from this imaginary line to the centroid is a 100 by 2, right? As it's a rectangle, and centroid is located at mid. So this mark from the boundary of this rectangle, the centroid to this rectangle is a 100 by 2 is a 50, and in addition from the x-axis, so the addition is a 20 mm. So total one is a, you can say it's a 70 mm, right? And the offset from the centroid to the offset from x-axis to the centroid of the section 1, if you can consider this distance from here, imaginary, I am going to mark the imaginary line here from the centroid to the x-axis. All right, if I take this offset, then this one is the y, all right, of this centroid of the section 1. So what are the distance? First of all, this 20 mm plus 100 mm and plus half of this, and half of this is a 20 by 2, it's a 10. So 20 plus 100 plus 10, so you can say it's a 130 mm. Correct. So now we have all the coordinates. So I am going to quickly mark here in this table. We have a tabular format. So it is a section 1, here is a section 2, here is a section 3. For all the section x dash, we already consider these all are the 60 mm. Right. And the y for section 1 is a 130 mm that we calculated. And for the section 2 it's a 70 mm, and for the section 3 it's a 10 mm. Right. So as you know, this is a section 3, the lower one, so it's a 10 mm. For section 2 we already calculated it's a 70 mm, and for section 1 the offset is a 130 mm. Right. So we have these all offsets, and we require to calculate up to this a into y, because this entire all 5 columns will help us to find out the center of overall I section. Okay, so let's calculate the area of these each sections. All right, so basically these all are the rectangles, so the area is nothing but a L by B. So 50 into 20 is the area of this section 1. 50 into 20, so we know that it's 100 and it's 1,000. All right, so here I quickly mark 15 to 20 is a 1000 mm square. Unit is mentioned here. For the second one is 120 mm thick. So 100 into 20 is 100 long and 20 mm thick. This entire section 2. So we can say it's a section 2 having the area of 2000 mm square. All right, and section 3. For the section 3, the area is 120 by 20. All right. So 120 by 20, so you can say it's 2400 mm square. Now simply you have to just multiply this ax and ay, and you have to just mark these values here. So 1000 into 6, so first of all it's 60,000. All right, 60 into 20, so it's multiplied by 2, so just it's 1,20,000. all right, and the area of this third one, so it's a 2400 into 60, so 27 120, and 4 is you can say it's a 24. So you can say this calculation 2400 into 60 is nothing but a 1,44,000. Right. And similarly you can also take the multiplication of ay, so 130 into 1000, so it's a 1,30,000. 70 into 2000, so it's nothing but a 1,40,000. And 2400 into 10, so it's nothing but a 24,000 only. All right, so we have ax and ay. Now you have to take just sigma a, sigma ax, and sigma ay, and to find out the CG, you have to just do the simple calculation as I told you earlier. X bar is equal to nothing but a summation ax by summation a, and y bar is equal to summation ay by summation a. So what is the sigma a? So the total of this summation a, right? Summation a is the total area, 1000 plus 2000 plus 2400, so 4000 5000, so it's nothing but a 5400. So for both the case, summation a is 5400, and summation ax, so we have to take the summation of this entire first, second, and third one. So this 60,000 plus 1,20,000 plus 1,44,000, the total summation is equal to 3,24,000. This is a sigma ax. Alright. Similarly, sigma ay means summation of section 1, section 2, and section 3. So this summation 1,30,000, 1,40,000, and 24,000. The total summation is 2,94,000. Alright. And if you solve this, then you can have this x bar and y bar. So as we solve this, x bar is a 60 mm and y bar is a 54.44 mm. Alright, this is 60 mm and this one is a 54.44 mm, 54.44 mm. So right now you can locate the CG as you have x coordinate and y coordinate means these are the coordinates of the centroid of entire I section that we already calculated, 60 mm and 54.44 mm. So let's mark this coordinate on this given cross section. So we have this cross section. So x coordinate that we achieved, let me write it here so you can remember it. X bar and y bar. X coordinate that we achieved 60 mm and y coordinate that we achieved 54.44 mm. Alright, so x coordinate is a 60 mm. So 60 mm means this one is a offset 60 mm. So all these centroids are on the same alignment. So x the entire section x coordinate is also on the same alignment. Alright, but the y coordinate is a 54.44. So we have to start from here origin and we have to go up to 54.44. So first of all you can mark it as a 20, so it's not in a section number 3, so we have to little bit move forward to the upward side. And this one is a 70 mm, the entire is a 70 mm, so it is a little bit lower side, so I can just mark one centroid here, and this offset I can mark here as a 54.44 mm. So this coordinate, if you take offset from this axis, so this one is a 60 mm, and from this x-axis if you take offset, then it's a 54.44 mm. So this one is a centroid of this entire I section. So now your job is to mark a dark line here, which one is passing through the centroid of an I section, and let's give it name as a XX. Alright, and this vertical already is imaginary line, so you can mark it as a name as a YY. So this one is the YY axis and this one is the XX axis, and this one let me mark a little bit darker dot here. Alright, so you can focus it here. So this dark round, alright, this dot is the centroid of this entire I section that we located here after the calculation of centroid of entire section. And the axis passing through the centroid is the XX, and the vertical axis passing through the centroid is a YY. Right, the side is the YY axis. Alright, so you have to calculate right now moment of inertia of this entire section from this XX and YY axis. So similarly you have to do the same process as per the example number 1, in which we already calculated this moment of inertia of L section about an axis passing through its centroid. Right, so we are going to do the practice of calculation of Ixx of each shape, and as we know the equation of Ixx is equal to BD cube by 12 and Iyy is equal to dB cube by 12. We are going to take this help of this equation from this for the section 1, section 2 and section 3, and we are going to mark this value as per the similar case as we will example number 1 as well as 2. So as per this equation we can say that Ixx1, and here in Ixx section 1 B is a 50 and D is a 20 mm. So 50 into 20 cube divided by 12, as it is Ixx2 of this section 2, B is a 20 mm and D is a 100 mm. So you can say it's a 20 into 100 cube divided by 12, and Ixx3 means Ixx3 means it is a Ixx of section 3. So B is a 120 mm and D is a mentioned here as a 20 mm. Right, so it's a 120 into 20 cube divided by 12. Similarly you can calculate the Iyy1 is equal to, so Iyy1 for this dB cube by 12, for this dB cube by 12, this depth is a 20 mm and this width is a 50 mm. So you can just interchange this dimension 20 into 50 cube divided by 12. So if you make this calculation correct for Ixx, then you have to just inverse the order of B and D in this equation, right? So for Iyy2 it's 100 into 20 cube divided by 12, and for Iyy3 is equal to, you can say it's 20 into 120 cube, alright, 20 into 120 cube divided by 12. So after solving this ixx and iyy, you can have this value of ixx and iy of section 1, 2, 3 as mentioned here. You can solve it and you can also have this value, so you can verify it. Alright, so example of this solution of ixx and iy is explained here, and after having this calculation you can have this ixx and iy values. Now it's time to calculate this x bar and y bar. So these are the offset from the center to the center of entire section to the center of individual sections, correct? So x dash and y dash. So in this similar case, as this one is x axis, so we have to take the offset of this centroid to the mean centroid. But if we take the x dash, means the horizontal offset from this centroid of entire section to the centroid of individual sections, so they are all aligned on the same line, so there is no any offset. The offset will be 0. So you can mark this x dash of section 1, section 2 and section 3 equal to 0, as there is no any offset here, alright. But the y dash, yes, of course, the vertical offset that you will have, this one is offset of the section 2, the centroid of this entire section, so we can mark it as a y2, alright. And the similar one you can mark it here from this centroid to the centroid of this entire section, alright. So centroid of section 1 to the centroid of the entire section, and the third one is the centroid to the centroid of the entire section to the centroid of this third section. So it is, you can say it's a y3, and this one is a your y1. Okay, so these are the three offsets. So first of all you have to identify this offset. So we can have these values. The total y coordinate of this center of this entire I section is a 54.44 that we already calculated here. So from the origin it's a 54.44, and this one is a centroid, which one has from the origin x the offset as a 10 mm. So if 54.44 minus 10 mm, then we can have this y3 value, alright. So we can easily calculate it. So I am going to mention this y3 here is equal to 54.44 minus you can say a 10 mm, alright. So it's nothing but a 44.44. So I am going to mark this vertical offset of y dash 3, because this bottom section is the third one, alright. So it's a 44.44, the 44.44, right. So this one is a unit mm. Similarly I can calculate this value of y2, alright. So what is y2? So first of all, so that's why we require this offset from y2 to the bottom one. So first of all the 20, and this offset is 100 by 2, so it's a 70. It is mentioned here, right? From this origin it is mentioned here. The total one is a 70 from the x that we already calculated. I explained earlier. 70 mm from this x-axis to the center of the section is 70 mm, and this one having the offset from this x-axis up to the center of the entire section 54.44. So 70 mm minus 54.44, then we can have this y2 value, right? So 70 minus 54.44. So if you calculate it, then 70 minus 54.44, so it's a 15.56 mm, alright. It's a 15.56 mm. So you can mark it here. Your y2 value is 15.56 mm, alright. And in the similar case, the y dash is nothing but y dash means y1. I am talking about the y dash of section 1, so it's a y1, and the y1 calculation is here. So we have to find out this y1 from the center to the center of this one. So the entire distance is 130 mm, this offset. This bottom one that you can have 54.44. So 130 minus 54.44. So you can have this y1. Alright. So I am going to make this calculation here. So it's 130 minus 54.44. Alright. So you can say can add this 60 plus here, so it's a you can clearly mention that it is 75.56. 75.56. All right. Yes, it's a 75.56. So you can mention here this y dash value that you achieved, 75.56 mm. All right. So now you can have x dash and y dash, and right now you are able to use this equation of theorem of parallaxes. Ix and Iy is equal to Ixx plus a y dash square, and here Iyy plus a x dash square. Here in this case of Iy, if you can understand the equation, then a into x dash square, and x dash for all these terms is equal to 0 for all the calculation of Iy. Here in this all the calculation of Iy, if you take this term Iyy plus ax dash square, then all x dash is equal to 0. So x dash square is equal to 0, and 0 into a is also 0. Then Iy1 is equal to Iyy1, Iy2 is equal to Iyy2, and Iy3 is equal to Iyy3. So you have to just put this value from here to the last table. So we are also going to do the same practice for all Iy of these known shapes. So I am going to take this Iy here, 20.83 into 10 raised to 4. And this Iyy of section 2 is 66.66 into 10 raised to 3, and this 28.80 into 10 raised to 5. Similarly, same.